Today, GiveMeSport are bringing the Virgin Bet 5 game to life. Fives is a free-to-play game where you can get free cash for Premier League goals.
Oh! I've got the man!
Reveal your team each week and get up to £50 in cash for each goal they score.
Sometimes in life you get what you deserve.
He's an absolute animal coming on off the right.
When they ask me about the number 10 for England to play behind Harry Kane, I've always said it's him, James Maddison.
My front four are on flames to win this.
Go to virginbet.com for full terms.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Virgin Bet Fives. So look, guys, we're going to kick off. So what's happened this week? John P, right? We'll go for your team first, Parky. You had Jamie Vardy, Tyrone Mings, Musa Sissoko, Sadio Mane, Dele Alli, and you gained £100 because of Mane's goal and Sissoko's goal. Now, Parky, what's your thoughts on your team's performance last week?
Well, I need to make an apology to Sissoko because I caned him last week and he's obviously come good.
You laid into him, by the way.
Into him.
My God. Like, if he scored you, I think it would be a dangerous moment, mate.
This is a good time to apologise.
Yeah, Mr. Sissoko, I'm sorry. Great finish. Dele Alli, I knew I was getting nothing from him. He might as well just pack up now. He's got enough money.
He's just turned up to Everton a few games ago. He needs some time, doesn't he?
And it was sub last night, wasn't it? Sub.
Yeah, but what I mean is he's just signed. He's going to need a little bit of time. You know, you're saying for him to.
That's a load of shit. That's a load of crap.
Time, mate. Parker, tell him you ain't got time.
The time's load of
You're talking to the wrong person about time with Johnny P, boy. You hit the ground running.
If you come from another country, fair enough. I can accept that a little bit, but not time.
Coming from down south up to Liverpool, mate. That's another country.
Well, I suppose it's a bit of a different country, I suppose. So I was expecting anything from him. Mane, I think you're pretty much guaranteed every week. He's good. He's a good player. And I think if he gets his head down, I think he'll end up having a good career in game. Tyrone Mings, nothing from him as expected. And Jamie Vardy, I think whoever gets him next week, whoever gets him next week in the coming weeks will do better at than what I did. I think he'll not be long till he's scoring goals again. But £100,
You'll take that.
I'll take £100 every week, and I don't think I'll be far off at the end of the season.
You know what? That's you're not doing bad at all, Parky. I mean, you're on £200 overall, so well done. You know, you're not doing this. When I speak to you, it sounds as if you're not doing well. You're very negative sometimes. You know, I think you should start cheering up a little bit more.
I'm always pushing for perfection. That's why.
You know what? That's
listen. That's not negative for Yorkshire, man. That's positive. I can tell you.
I'm going to move it on to Mr. John Barnes, Mr. John B. You had Luke Ayling from Leeds, Harry Kane, Spurs, Joel Linton from Newcastle, Thiago Silva from Chelsea, and Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. Now, Bruno Fernandes didn't really produce much because Man United were too busy.
Taking the ball out of the back of their own net. That's what was happening.
Yeah, I didn't expect much from Bruno, to be honest with you. If you look at Man United from one week to the next, you can never tell. You know, he's a good player, but you just don't know what you're going to get from them. So Harry Kane, good for me. Luke Ayling, I thought maybe he could come up for a corner. Thiago Silva, in fact, I thought was the best player against Liverpool. I thought man of the match. He's had a great game, but of course, in terms of scoring goals, I don't think every now and again he may score from a corner. So I wasn't particularly hopeful. But of course, Harry came up trumps.
Kane done you well with the 2 goals versus Everton. You get £100. So well done. Overall, it's 150. All right, and we're going to move on to Mr. Carlton Palmer. I mean, Carlton, you haven't had the best of luck since we've started so far. The results so far are Raheem Sterling from Man City. Well, your team, sorry, shall I say, last week was Raheem Sterling from Man City, Shea Adams from Southampton, Ben Mee from Burnley, Rashiska from Norwich, and Danny Welbeck from Brighton. And do you know what the total grand score was last week?
Yeah.
That's right, £0 made. And do you know what your total score so far is overall? That's right. Okay, cool. So, let's talk through your players. Your thoughts. I mean, Raheem Sterling, that was unlucky. I mean,
I'm going to take him 4 strikers.
well, look what's happened to me. Raheem Sterling was on the bench. Danny Welbeck was on the bench. Che didn't play for Southampton. They got beat 4-0 by Aston Villa. Ben Mee played for Burnley. They got beat 4-0 by Chelsea. And Rasika played for Norwich. They got beat 3-1. And then Pookie, who I had the first week, has the audacity to score in the last 10 minutes. Now, and then on Saturday, last week, I had the boy Tony, who hasn't hit a barn door for weeks, then goes and scores an hat-trick.
CP's on one. I love it.
CP. You're gonna get some good ones this time, Carlton. Don't worry.
Oh, fingers crossed.
We'll see. Mr. Marlon Harewood.
Yes.
You had a very impressive team, I must say. You know, when I looked at
they're all right. They're all right. Obviously, listening to Carlton's team, I would rather have Carlton's team because I've fired blanks as well this week.
Which are the players?
Marlon had
Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricardo, Lacazette, Man United Varane, and Chris Woods.
The good news is, Marlon, total money made so far is £150, so you're not doing that bad. You're not doing Carlton Palmer bad.
You tripped over me and reversed back over me again.
It's true. I'm sorry. Good. Let's move it on to Jermaine Beckford's team. I mean, Jermaine, you started off really cocky. You know, I mean, from week one, to be very honest with you, you've been very mouthy. I'll tell you that for sure. You know?
Hey, it's confidence. Yeah. It's confidence. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Confidence. Good lad.
Don't shut up. It needs a week to be shut up.
So you're gonna have to catch me first. You have to catch me to get me to shut up. Until
then,
be
this week.
Shut up.
Fire some blanks.
Jermaine, your team last week, you had Cristiano Ronaldo for Man United, who he didn't play, which is a massive loss. Do you reckon he could have scored if he had played?
No. Simple as that. No. Yeah. Manchester United, did you not watch the game? The first half against Man City, Manchester United were pretty good. They went toe-to-toe with them. High press all over the field, which looked pretty good. Yeah. The counter-attack was really, really well thought out as well. Jadon Sancho took his goal excellently. And, you know, to go in 2-1 down against Man City wasn't bad. It wasn't bad when you look at the bigger picture of how they actually played and how they approached the game. Second half, every single one of them just fell off. They fell off. Nobody turned up. And would Cristiano would he have made much of a difference? I don't think so, because they didn't
got you a goal though, Jermaine. He could have got you that Cristiano consolation goal.
The only way to get a goal is if you got the ball, and Manchester United didn't have the ball.
Sancho scored
in the first half where they were half decent.
But the counter attack. I mean, Cristiano doesn't have that burst of pace anymore. Look at the goal Sancho scored. That was really from a counter attack where they're looking quite dangerous. He actually slowed it down. Yeah. It wasn't a game for Cristiano against Man City.
No.
So you reckon it wouldn't have happened? I'm hearing a lot of Leeds Liverpool here, if I'm to be very honest with you. I think that's what I'm hearing, if I'm honest. Leeds Liverpool.
Oh, no. Well, please let him stay there for as long as, even next year as well, fingers crossed, for Liverpool's sake.
Yeah.
Wow. This is what it's about now. You had Thomas Souček from West Ham,
West Ham against Liverpool. I was hoping that he crept up with one of those late runs that he's renowned for.
He almost scored, to be fair.
He almost scored. Didn't quite work out for him. I had João Cancelo, obviously, against Manchester United for Man City. Wilf Zaha against Wolves. Hey, Palace looked good. It was a good week. It was a good game week for me. You know, I had one goal, Zaha. Can't complain.
One goal, Zaha, £50. Total money made so far, 250. Jermaine Beckford, you are winning. You are ahead of everybody.
I'm still at the top, did you say?
You're still at the top.
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
End of the season.
You know?
Don't be gloating end of the season. That's when it counts.
I'm just saying, I'd rather have points on the board than games in hand, fellas. That's all.
100%.
Like Everton.
That's what Man City said until we just kept catching them up rapidly.
Mr. John B. Season ain't ended yet, mate, and you're still 6 points behind.
I'm glad. The game in hand. So let's say 3 points behind, shall we?
No.
And then we're going to
win it first.
You're not playing. I don't think it's over yet. It's over yet.
That's not over.
Liverpool are doing what they have to do. Difficult game against West Ham. Really tough game, and they got through it.
Of course. I mean, there's no denying how good Liverpool's team is. I mean, I look at Jurgen Klopp and their recruitment, but I'm asking you this, Mr. John Barnes. Do you really see City dropping four points within the next?
It's not a question of them dropping 4 points, because if Liverpool win their game in hand, which they can, and it's not against City, they go 3 points behind them. So they've got to play City. Now, can Liverpool beat City? Yes. So how many points do City really have to drop? They don't have to drop that many points. The problem is Liverpool have to still play consistently. So I can
just about to say that
consistently well to the end of the season. It's just a question of who drops more points. I don't think either of them will drop that many points, but I can't see that Man City ain't going to drop any points.
So, John, I remember a few seasons ago, I mean, obviously Liverpool, exceptional team. They had pushed City all the way to the end, and City went on that mad run. I think psychologically, Pep's sitting there inside the changing rooms with these teams, and he's saying, look, we've been here before. They've been on our coattails before, and we didn't crack, you know, and if we did it then, we can do it again. And I think that sits in Liverpool's head as well, if I'm honest.
But what happened the year after? Liverpool won the league, so they did crack, didn't they? That was 3 years ago. You can never... It is not the same situation. That's 3 years ago. No matter what happened 3 years ago doesn't pertain to what's happening today, regardless of what happened. Because if that was the case, 2 years ago, they would have won the league again on account of they didn't. So you can never tell. No,
Mr. Barnes,
what happened 3 years
Mr. Barnes,
ago. Man United, 10 years ago, look what happened.
Experience, Mr. Barnes.
Look what you started. Asking your question. Look what you started. Look what you started.
Like, we can't go back to 2 years and say we won the league 2 years ago. We can't do that. You can't look back in the past and say, because we had the experience of doing that. So therefore, Man City are never going to win the Champions League then.
That's not true.
They've never won it.
You know what? You know why I say that's not true, John?
Why?
John, Watford, Liverpool legend. I know there's games when you're in the changing room and you're saying, guys, we've done this before, we can do it again. I know that's a team.
Why do you do it every year then? If you've done it before, why can't you do it every year? Because
if you've been in a particular situation before, you're going to be telling your players that.
No, we've been in a situation before in cup matches and we've lost and we've won. Anything that happened in the past doesn't pertain to what goes on today.
So you're telling me that's not an advantage for Pep at all?
No, not whatsoever. The advantage is that they've got great players and a better squad and a deeper squad, and they're playing consistently. That's the only advantage they have. Not that happened 3 years ago. Because if that was the case, he would have won it the year after then, wouldn't he?
Well, I guess we'll have to see how the season goes, John. I mean, I clearly disagree with you.
No, because if Man City win the league, it's not because they went through what they went through 3 years ago. It's because they played well this year. That's the only reason they're going to win the league, not because of what happened 3 years ago. It'll never be a similar scenario.
This is great TV.
I'm just saying. We have to agree to disagree. We're going to be looking at this week's fixtures.
Fellas, that was brilliant.
We're going to be revisiting this anyway, you know. And just because of this, I watch Liverpool every week anyway. But John, just know I'm going to be watching extra hard now going forward. You know what I mean?
Extra
just
hard.
So you know.
Watch extra hard. You know
yeah.
we're there.
Yes, John.
You know we're there.
Yes, John. Holding your own. Love that.
And if we're not because of what happened 3 years ago, it's because we don't deserve it. That's what football is. That's what life is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Come on every week. This is good TV, boy.
Same time tomorrow.
Same time next week. All right. Looking at this week's teams, Parky, we're going to start off with yours. Are you ready for the reveal?
Yes.
All right. First of all, you've got Harry Maguire for Manchester United.
Oh, man, he shouldn't even be playing, man. After that performance Sunday, he shouldn't even be playing.
Set pieces. Come on, Harry.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. I've half a chance with Harry, to be fair.
Okay. You've got Wout Weghorst from Burnley.
Who from Burnley?
The big fella, 6'7". He's good, man.
Is he?
He's good.
I'm happy with that then.
And I'll go for your next player. You've got Harry Kane from Spurs.
See, this is normally this would be an incredible pick, but I'm not very lucky. So there's a good chance that he could come off injured in the first 5 minutes.
You're being ultra positive, you big man.
Sorry, lads. Sorry, 1 second. Harry Kane's just on the phone. He says, "Can he get somebody else instead of Jon Parkin?"
He don't want to be on my team.
Lucky Jon Parkin. He says, "Anybody on Carlton Palmer."
Yeah, obviously, I've got to be happy with Harry Kane. I think you can't not be, can you? You know what I mean? Apart from being right, it's the best striker.
Hot and cold, Harry. Last week he was rubbish. Now he's brilliant. Who knows with Harry?
Yeah. Rafinha from Leeds is your next player.
And who have Leeds got?
Oh, Leeds this week. It's an interesting one against Norwich, isn't it? So very open.
Yeah.
So Leeds at Norwich. I think I might have a good week. To be fair, thinking about it. Yeah, I think he'll score. I think Norwich,
aren't they?
Norwich.
No. Leeds are playing Norwich.
Leeds and Norwich.
So, I mean, Leeds concede lots, but I think I've half a chance for him. In fact, I'm actually over the moon so far.
So what you got? You got Leeds are playing Villa on Thursday, and then Norwich on Sunday. Yeah.
Hopefully, Tyrone Mings has a Tyrone Mings game, and I've half a chance in that one as well.
And you've also got as your last player James Ward-Prowse for Southampton. Southampton play Newcastle, and then they also play Watford on Sunday.
Tell you what, I here as well. Takes penalties.
Free kicks.
Hopefully, a lot of free kicks in and around the box. I'm going to say he's going to score 2 for me. There you go.
You're not bad.
Wow, confidence is high. Mr. John B, Mr. John Barnes.
Yes, mate. Give me some Man City players so they can score goals.
We got you've got here Mr. Ivan Toney from Brentford. It's not bad.
Yeah, well, I wish I could have got him last week with his hat trick. But the way Brentford play, they'll create chances.
Next player you have on the list is Hee-Chan Wang for Wolves. You've also got Andrew Robertson as your next pick. That's not bad at all, to be fair.
Well, Trent is more likely to score than Andy. Andy creates a lot. He gets down the line. He crosses well. Trent comes in and shoots. Andy doesn't necessarily do that. He goes down the line and creates chances. But once again, if there's a free kick in and around the box on the right, he bending over. So if it was about creating chances and creating goals, then I would have been happy with Andy. So Andy's not that prolific, but you can never tell what's going to happen.
I've got a Man City player for you. Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne.
He scored. He played well. Mahrez is the one who's going to be, of course, he's the top scorer. But with Kevin, he's always going to be given an opportunity. Free kicks, getting forward. I think he'll be more potent in front of goal now. They're not playing with the definitive centre forward. Because even some of the forward runs he makes, with no centre forward there, sometimes he makes that forward run. So listen, you've got to be happy with Kevin De Bruyne every week.
Last player for you, Mr. John Barnes, is Son Heung-min for Spurs.
Oh,
but once again, just
what
like
a
Harry
team.
Kane.
That's solid.
What a team.
Listen, I would probably be more. I'm probably happier with Son than I am with Harry Kane, to be honest with you, because it seems as if Harry is the one who's loading the bullets for Son. You can see when he makes those forward runs, he makes more forward runs than Harry Kane, and Harry Kane seems to be dropping deep, looking to play him in. So I'll take Son every week. So yeah, I'm happy with that team.
What a team! Jesus.
I'm gonna move it on to you, Mr. Carlton Palmer. I'm gonna name your team, and then you can tell me what you think of the players. So you got Mo Salah from Liverpool, Riyad Mahrez, Man City, Jamie Vardy, Leicester City, Antonio Rudiger, Chelsea, and Dan Burn in Newcastle.
Fix the first 3. That's a fix.
Listen. It's about time I've had a decent pick. But I've got decent picks, but I've got 3 away games. Now, okay, I've got Mo Salah, which I'll take Mo Salah any day of the week. We've got Brighton away, Liverpool. As you say, Brighton in a little bit of a dip. But against the top sides, they have performed well this season. But Mo Salah scores goals. Mahrez, Man City. And a game for them, Crystal Palace away, but he's their leading goal scorer. So I've got to be happy with that. I think it'd be a tough game against Crystal Palace. Every game that you play against Crystal Palace is going to be a tough game. I think this could be interesting, right? I'm telling you now, I could see Man City dropping points at Crystal Palace. You're on about Liverpool. I tell you what, Liverpool are doing. Man City are playing well and are winning football matches. Liverpool are not playing well, but they're grinding out matches. So I can see Liverpool grinding out a win at Brighton, but I can see Man City dropping points at Crystal Palace. I really can. So
without Mahrez scoring. Well,
listen, I've got no points, so I'm not going to start jumping through hoops now, am I? No, I I can't complain with my picks, except I've got 3 away from home. But I suppose if you've got top draw players, they've got to produce for you, haven't they? So this is the week Carlton Palmer gets up and running.
Well, let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. We'll see. I'm moving it to Mr. Marlon Harewood. I'm going to run through your team very quickly. You got Mopai from Brighton, Jared Bowen from West Ham. That's a good one right there. Philippe Coutinho, Aston Villa. Not bad. Cancelo for City. And Granit Xhaka for Arsenal.
Jesus.
Well, I think Bowen's out, isn't he? I think he's out for a couple of weeks, Bowen.
Yeah. I think he might be back for that game. Through a grapevine, I'm hearing. Xhaka, I'm not really bothered about him. Never was interested in him. I don't think he's any good, to be fair. So it's just the other 2. Coutinho nicked a little goal. I wish I had him last weekend. Jared, hopefully he's fit for the weekend. Obviously, Johnny B just said that. So hopefully, and then Brighton, well, I think they're going to struggle against Liverpool with their form they're on at the moment. So not a really good.
But if anyone's going to score for Brighton, it'll be Morpay. You know what I mean? Morpay will get in the box.
Yeah, but I can't see him scoring, to be fair, because the way Liverpool, the way they're playing at the moment and the form they are, especially after beating West Ham, they'll gain some more confidence in playing away against Brighton. I think they're going to go and do it.
I think he's good enough to break down their defense. I can see it.
I'm being a Johnny P this one. Not fancying them. Not having that team, to be fair.
Okay, so we're going to move on to yours, Mr. Jermaine Beckford, Mr. Number 1 so far, Mr. Confidence, not arrogance. Your team, Matt Doherty from Spurs, Romelu Lukaku, Chelsea, Bruno Fernandes, Man United, Aaron Cresswell, West Ham, and Doucouré for Everton.
Yes. Decent. Yeah, do you know what that says to me? That you're giving these boys a chance to catch up with me. That is rocking, by the way. Decent. Oh my God. Hey, can I make 5 substitutions and get like every team's number 2 goalkeeper instead?
Jermaine, Lukaku, come on.
I'm sorry, I'm still waiting for him to come back from that silly cup they won. Mate, he has been an absolute ghost of his former self, mate. The player that we saw at Inter Milan, the player that we know scores 1 in 2. He's got a goal scoring ratio of 1 goal in 2 games, every 2 games in the Premier League era. In his whole international career, I don't know where that cat's gone. But this guy that's in there now, this is not Lukaku. This is not Romelu Lukaku. This is
7 touches a few weeks ago. 7 touches a few weeks ago.
Don't get me started on that 7 touches.
What Chelsea playing?
I'll be doing a CP, putting my boots back on with 7 touches.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. Ridiculous.
I
was the biggest fan of his.
That killed me.
I was looking forward to seeing him come back in the Premier League when he signed for, 97.5 million quid from Inter. I was so excited. I was like, listen, Chelsea are going to start flying now. This is the one piece of the puzzle they've been missing. The one piece, goals galore. Because Timo Werner last season was good, but he just couldn't finish. Now they've got a goal scorer.
And you're saying that, but when he came back, he started like an house on fire.
Oh no!
Then they started asking him to do something different than what he doesn't do.
Exactly.
He went on. He was. Do you remember the Aston Villa game? He was on the bench because he was injured. He come on second half, and he just manhandled the whole of them. Run down the sides of them.
Manhandled. Johnny P's favourite player.
Yeah.
Forget Lukaku. Who else you got there, Jermaine, that you're not happy with or you're happy with?
Bruno Fernandes.
Oh,
mate, he's I don't even know where he is. He's around there somewhere licking his wounds after getting absolutely mauled by Man City. Absolutely mauled. Do you know what? He's actually a really, really good player, technically gifted, but he's just he moans all the time.
Even if he doesn't play well and he's moaning and he's throwing his hands in the air, he's got the quality from a free kick or from to do something special.
He has got quality.
I agree with John B.
It don't look about how he's playing. Has he got a quality to score out of nowhere? And he has.
You should concentrate on the quality to score.
Let me ask you all a question here now. Barnesy, Jermaine, Marlon. If a player in your team was throwing their hands up in the air at you for not passing him the ball, would he get out of that dressing room alive?
No chance. No chance.
That's not what it's about scoring goals.
But that's the difference.
Yeah.
The times have changed. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Against Tottenham.
Wouldn't change with me. Tell you that right now. I'll let him know.
I'm giving you some hope. I think he's going to score against Tottenham.
I hope you lot are right. But apart from that, I see myself picking up nil points this week.
Who's your last player? I forgot the last one you haven't mentioned.
I've got Matt Doherty, who's actually done really well. He's done really well the last couple of weeks.
And he scored a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Lukaku, Fernandez, Aaron Creswell. Not really his type of game. He's similar to Andy Robertson. Like he creates a lot, gets in good positions, but he's not selfish. He's not thinking about shooting. He's thinking about how can I get the ball in the box to the teammates, to big Mikel Antonio or Suchek or someone. And then I've got
job then, yeah. Not the job for you, but doing the job
not for me.
Yeah.
Give David Moyes a ring. Tell Crest to be more greedy.
Yeah, exactly. No chance. And then I've got Decore from Everton, and again, he's legs, he's box-to-box midfielder, but he's not going forward to shoot or score.
I think you should get points for miles covered, because I tell you, that boy runs.
He doesn't stop.
You must love him. He run like you, non-stop.
He doesn't stop.
I run with a purpose, Barnesy.
On that note, I'm really looking forward to catching up with you guys next week, to seeing where we are overall with the Virgin Bet Fives. I mean,
who's the favorite then for
John
next
B?
Week? Who's the favorite? Come on, let's all have a go. For next week, we know who we got. I'll give Carlton a favorite.
I was gonna say it's got to be Carlton.
I give Carlton a favorite.
Well, listen, I need all the help.
Big JP, Jon Parkin as well.
Yeah,
confident this week.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
He's quietly confident. Look at him sitting there, leaning back in his chair, chest out, all sorts. Look at this guy. Yeah, that's a sign of a winner. Hey, you know what it feels like, JP. You know, my bro. You know.
Wait till next week. You see his face, he'll be like that.
Oh, mate.
Well, on that note,
again. Nightmare.
On that note, Mr. Jon Parkin, John Barnes, Carlton Palmer, Marlon Harewood, Jermaine Beckford. I'll see you guys next week for Virgin.
Great week.
Yeah,
Great week.
Good week, chaps.
Thank you.
See you later.
We'll be doing this for 5 weeks, and the ex-pro with the most money at the end of it will be able to give it to a charity of their choice. Go to virginbet.com for full terms. 18 plus, please bet responsibly. BeGambleAware.org.